morning power up call. This is going to be a fun one. It's 150. It's number 150. We're halfway between 100 and 200. So we're going to have the opportunity pretty soon to get to that 200 mark. But today we're going to talk about something really important. And it's something I've been meaning to talk about with you guys for some time. We get to talk about the real reason why you are here. The real reason why you're spending your time on that laptop, on that computer, pounding away for hours and hours and hours each day, spending all of your free time to improve your economic status in this world. Now, before we dive in, let's get some housekeeping out of the way. I just want to make sure the audio is good. If you guys can hear me, it says you guys are saying it's live. It doesn't look like you guys are complaining about the audio, so we're probably doing good on the audio, which is good to hear. So the audio is good. Housekeeping, we did 2 review calls this week. We did a copy review call. We did a sales call review call. They should be added to the general resources by now. So go in and take a look at those review recordings. It's a really, really good place for you guys to learn how to review your own copy, how to review other people's copy, and just how to learn deeper insight into the copywriting game. The sales call was really fun. We got through like maybe 5 minutes of the sales calls because we spent the entire rest of our time talking about how to create a correct selling environment, how to dress, how to set up your camera, how to do all these different things to just enhance the environment. We talked about how to control your emotions on the call, how to relax, how to step in the right questions, how to get to know them, how to build rapport, and how to use that rapport to begin the conversation. So it was a really detailed call. We had a really good opportunity to cover a lot of questions. It was a good one. If you're at all like 1% concerned about a sales call and the possibility of getting on a call with another human being and pitching them for money, then you need to watch that call. You need to go back and watch that review call because it's a good one. So go take a look at that as well. So housekeeping out of the way. Yeah, we've got that. We've got some improvements to the boot camp. We're going to be releasing the AI course later. Not the AI course, but the AI series where I launched a product and got it to revenue within, it was like 30 hours or something like that. I'm going to be releasing that to you guys as well. So there's that. That's going to be coming out this weekend. And then next week, we're going to be working on improving the boot camp. So we got a lot of busy, good content. If you aren't in the campus heavily involved, if you're not paying close attention to announcements, you're going to miss out. Because as the world changes and as I gather more data and as I get better at helping you guys, content itself improves. The courses are constantly updated. The lessons I teach are constantly improving, and I'm always in there every day answering all your guys' questions without fail. In today's Power Up call, the topic actually, it's something, like I said, I've been holding in my back pocket to talk about for some time. I was waiting for the right moment, and today or last night, 1 a.m. this morning, the right moment came. Got a comment, I got a question inside of the Ask Professor Andrew channel that prompted me to decide that now is the time to talk about this particular topic. What is the point of working so hard? What is the point of all this money? I had a gentleman come into the Ask Professor Andrew channel, and he asked like, well, basically that was his question. What is the point? What is the point of earning this money? Like, what's the point of sitting there 17 hours a day working away at the laptop? Does every millionaire just do that? Like, what's the point? Do you get to live your life? Like, what's the point? Like, is it just for the materialism? Is it just so you can buy cars and nice watches? Which I'm not wearing any of those today. Like, is it about that? Is that the whole point of it? Is it just this mad chase of the tail to where you're trying to earn money? Because he's like, I don't want any part of that, right? I don't want to just be a materialistic guy. He's like, I want to serve God well. I want to do these different things. He had different goals. And I said, that's an interesting question. I want to talk about it on the Morning Power because I believe that one deserves a more dedicated answer, a more clear answer for you guys, because this is a very important question. Why do we do what we do? Who was it? Someone said, maybe it was Viktor Frankl. I think it was Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl, this guy, he was a psychologist, Jewish psychologist in Germany, and he was obviously imprisoned during World War II. He was in Auschwitz. He was in another camp as well, I believe. I read his book when I was a young man. Extremely impactful. It's like super tiny. It's a great thing to read on a Sunday morning. You can sit down and read it in one swipe. And again, I don't usually recommend books, but I recommend this one. This one is a life changer because of his unique experience. This guy was sent to a concentration camp. He watched his friends die. He nearly died. He lost most of his family. Tragic for years, just a tragic life, a helpless life in many ways. And that's actually kind of the point of the book. All of his external control was taken away from him. All he had was internal control. All he had was the ability to control his mind and the meaning he ascribed to certain things that were happening in his life. The title is Man's Search for Meaning, because he believes it is not the universe that must tell you what your life's purpose is. It is up to you to decide what your purpose is. But he has a saying, and again, I'm branching off talking about his story because it's so unique. Um, it will make any suffering you face in your life pale in comparison, which is a very useful thing. But he said something in that book that has stuck with me forever. He said, if you have the right why, you can endure any what. If you have the right why, you can endure any what. If you have the right purpose, you can endure something like the Holocaust. You can make your way through that and be successful and walk out the other side in control of your mind, in control of your thoughts, and able to move forward and be productive. If you have the right why, you can endure any what. If you have the right why, you can endure those 17-hour days. You can endure the OODA loop and the mind stretching development of your skills and your abilities and the testing of new ideas and the creativity and the fear and all of that. You can do all of that if you have the right why. Your why, your motivation, the reason why you do what you do is extremely important. Now, I'm going to give you some reasons here. I'm going to give you some ideas, but ultimately it is going to be up to each and every one of you to determine your actual why. For some people, you will be motivated by the materialism. You will want the fast cars. I'm telling you, fast cars are fun. You want the nice watches, and I'm telling you, nice watches are fun. Those might be your primary motivation. They might be the why that gets you through the difficult days of hard work. For others, it will be other things. And I think for most people, it won't be the materialism. It will be the opportunity to live a happy and productive life and build wonderful relationships and experiences with others. When you work a long time, like I work long days. 17-hour days is pretty normal for me. When I'm awake, I'm working. Now, there are some things that I do that I can also consider work. Like my physical training, I consider that to be work. It's an important aspect in pushing myself forward into a new and better life. My relationships in some ways are work. I have a wife, I have kids. And I do dedicate time to spend with them and to work with them and to build my sons into the kind of men that I want them to become and to build a relationship with my wife. In fact, later today, I'm going to take them on a mini adventure. We're going to hop in the car. We're going to drive to go see some really cool nature stuff. We're going to get out. We're going to adventure around. I've got this whole story I've been crafting for an entire week about this adventure. It's going to be a lot of fun and it's going to be a meaningful experience. But I'm here to tell you that for me in my life, I've discovered that the world is a place that requires power for you to enjoy the happy things in life. The happy, the beautiful, those little moments, they can only come as a result of you having enough power to protect those you love, enough power to provide the correct life for them that they love. Power is at the heart of all of this, and it is the unfortunate nature of the world. Wouldn't it be great if we didn't have to work and we could just sit around and be happy all the time? Wouldn't that be great? But that's not how the world works. We have natural laws. The strong will survive. The strong will thrive. The strong will take the good things that they want from the world. And money is a form of power. It is a representation of power. It is a result of doing the things to build your own personal power. So for me personally, my family is the motivation. I work hard so I can have a wonderful family and so I can take care of my wife and I can take care of my sons. I can raise my sons to be great. And I can bring other kids into this world. That is the why, right? It's important to understand that without money, without power, you can't do these things to the same degree that I can, for example, right? You can't provide the same experiences. You can't provide the same, and not even security. Like I'm secure financially, and it allows me to provide adventures and opportunities and allows me to shift my focus from survival, how are we going to eat today, to greater order opportunities to help my sons become great, for example. Your ability to shift your perspective higher comes when you have abundance, right? When you don't have abundance, you're stuck on the ground with the worms, right? And that is by design. Those in power like to keep people down low in the ground so they can maintain their power there. It's a game. It's a competition. They're trying to win. And they'll do whatever they can to win. So it's up to you to find a way to win yourself. Find a way. And I don't particularly find myself identifying with the elites of the world, not with the Epsteins of the world and those types of people. That is not anything I aspire to or seek out. But there are ways that you can build your personal power and you can win, and you can build enough influence and ability and money as a young man so that you can be successful in this world. And copywriting is one of those ways. You build a high impact skill. You learn how to help businesses. You help them grow from $1 million businesses to $10 million businesses, from 6-figure businesses to multi-million dollar businesses. You learn that skill. You learn that power. You put in the time and effort, and you play the game of power long enough. You are able to earn the kind of life where you can make a positive impact, where you can enjoy those moments. And you still do enjoy those moments. You go on adventures with your brothers. You do things with your family. There are lots of things you can do as a result of those long, difficult times. That is my why. I wanted to read a quote from the book 48 Laws of Power. Now, this is an interesting book. I don't really recommend you guys necessarily need to read this at this stage. It might be something to read once you land your first client. It's not really necessary for you, but I want to read something from the preface, because in the preface, he kind of lays out this idea that the world is a scheming court. Everything in this world is a power struggle, similar to what I've just told you. And he talks about people who pretend or would like to opt out of this game of power. They're like, this place is crazy. This whole power game. I don't want to struggle like this. And aside from it being like the nature of the world, and there not really being a way to opt out, I want to read a part from this here. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. It's Robert Greene, right? He says, if the world is like a giant scheming court and we are trapped inside it, there's no use trying to opt out of the game. This will only render you powerless, and powerlessness will make you miserable. Instead of struggling against the inevitable, instead of arguing and whining and feeling guilty, it is far better to excel at power. In fact, the better you are at dealing with power, the better friend, lover, husband, wife, and person you will become. By following the routes of the perfect courtier, you learn to make others feel better about themselves, becoming a source of pleasure to them. They will grow dependent on your abilities and desirous of your presence. By mastering the 48 Laws of Power in this book, essentially by becoming more powerful and earning more money, you spare others the pain that comes from bungling with power by playing with fire without knowing its properties. If the game of power is inescapable, better to be an artist than a denier or a bungler. You live in a world where your power is going to determine your success, where your wealth is going to determine your success. It's important to develop these things so that those you care about don't have to. You get to provide and preside and protect over those you care about and help them and guide them. I remember when I was a kid, I watched the Godfather movies, and I saw Michael Corleone leading the family in the second one, right? Which is a tragic story, and it doesn't super work out, right? But I noticed that he was leading the family to success, keeping them protected, and he was doing all these difficult, dark things as a mobster in order to protect his family and provide for them. And I resonate with that on a deep level. As a man, I work really, really, really hard, so I have the opportunity to provide well for my family, provide well for my sons, and not in a spoil them way, but in a way to give them my experiences to grow, right? I know people who are strongly idealistic, who have strong beliefs about how the world should be and how things should be, who are deeply religious, who deeply care about things on a deep level, but are poor and broke and have no resources. They're not resourceful. And they can't live up to their dreams. They can't live up to their ideals. They can't actually make an impact on the world in the positive ways they would like to, because they have not put in the work to become as powerful as they need to be in this world. Now, for each and every one of you sitting there in your house or at school or listening to this on the train or wherever you may find yourself across the world, I want you to take some time after this live call. Just pause, turn it off, and sit in silence. Don't listen to music. Don't have anything going on. Just sit in silence and ask yourself why you're doing what you're doing. What is your why? What is the reason why you are willing to sacrifice your free time and your energy to earn money? What is the point? What is your why? If you don't have one, if you're just doing it just because you feel like you should, you're never going to win in this game. If you have a strong why, if you have a strong reason why, if there's something that's driving you forward because you need this power and the strength and this money for something, you are going to have a distinct advantage in this game over those who don't. So take some time at the end of this call, pause, reflect. Take all day if you need to. Seriously, come up with this why, because it's going to give you the power to overcome any what. The stronger your why, the stronger you will be able to be when you are faced with difficult whats. And there will be many on your path to earn money. Whoever has the strongest why wins. Whoever works the hardest wins. Whoever builds the most power in this game wins. And I want each of you to win, because winning feels so much better than losing. I've lost many times in my life. winning feels so much better and allows you so many more powerful, wonderful opportunities. I'm just thinking right now of all the cool opportunities I've been able to provide for myself and for my family as a result of what I have put myself through, and it's making me smile thinking about it. I got a question here, super chat. I'm going to answer that, and then we're going to wrap this up because, like I said, I've got things to do today aside from just helping you guys out today. So my biggest problem is setting a 25-meter target. I feel like I am not sure how much to tackle, and it seems like I send it too low or too high, and then I take too long of a reward period for the little work I did. 25-meter target, just pick an item off the daily checklist. Your 25-meter target is probably too big if you're making that statement. So I would just pick one item at a time off that daily checklist and make those your 25-meter target. If you don't know what the daily checklist is, there's a power-up call about it, and there is also a dedicated channel inside of the actual community, right? So the real world, where I give you your daily checklist. Also, I made an update to it last night that might help some of you improve the quality of the work you do as a daily checklist. So if you haven't checked the daily checklist in, let's say, 24 hours, I highly recommend you go take a look at it. My friends, once you come up with your why, if you feel comfortable, I would like you to share it inside of either the Mindset channel or inside of your Legion General chat and start a conversation with other guys about it. You'll find that you share a common why with many other people in here. Having a why, having a shared why makes you even more powerful, right? It's one thing to be by yourself and have a why. It's another thing to be surrounded by brothers who have the same why as you. That gives you a super power. So I want you guys to take some time after you've reflected on this why. Again, take 5 minutes, take 50 minutes, take all day. I don't care. As long as it takes, don't take weeks. Just get it done like efficiently. You don't need to go too much longer than that, but find some time to sit down and write on a piece of paper your why and share it. Tag me in it. I would like to see your guys' why. Tag me in the why, wherever you share it on the campus. I'll see it. I'm going to be reviewing these today. I want to see what you have found that will drive you through hell in order to achieve the heaven that you want in this life. My friends, it's been a good call. It's been a good thing to talk about. I'm excited to see your responses. I'm excited to continue this dialogue around this very important concept. I'm glad that our friend asked this question yesterday or this morning or whenever it was about the why, about the reason why we do these things, so then we can have this powerful and productive conversation, because sitting down and defining your why is going to change some of your lives forever. And that makes me smile. I like to know that you guys are going to improve your life and step into a higher class of living and a higher class of existence because of the work and the stuff we talk about on these calls. So I'm excited to see what you guys do. I'm excited to see you guys take this quantum leap forward, because it was such a powerful quantum leap when I sat down and defined my why way back when. And now I get to live it. Now I get to build bigger whys. My friends, it's a fun life. I'm excited to see what you guys have. I'll talk with you guys either later today or early tomorrow. Obviously early tomorrow for our morning power, but I might have a surprise Q&A up my sleeve for some of you later today. I'll talk with you guys later. Take some time. I'm excited to see your responses. Talk to you guys.